Naimbag nga aldaw kada kayo amin kakabsat and welcome back to my channel. Puro good news po tayo for today. Unahin po natin galing sa Philstar Global. Unemployment rate slides to 4%. Employment rate now at 96%. The Philippines' unemployment rate slid down to 4% in August, translating to 2.07 million Filipinos who are jobless, the Philippine Statistics Authority said on Tuesday, October 8. This is an improvement from the July unemployment rate, which was at 4.7%. In terms of magnitude, the number of unemployed individuals in August 2024 was registered at 2.07 million. This was lower than the estimated number of unemployed persons of 2.22 million in August 2023 and 2.38 million in July 2024. This means the employment rate is currently at 96%, which translates to 49.15 million employed individuals. Aba, napakataas na bilang po nun, 96%. Sabagay, nasa tao na lang din naman po yan talaga eh. Yung mga nagre-reklamo lang na sila ay hirap na hirap sa buhay ay yung hindi gumagawa ng paraan. Yes, mahirap po ang buhay. Pero kung hindi tayo kikilos, wala pong mangyayari sa atin. Hindi naman po pwedeng umasa tayo ng umasa sa ayuda ng gobyerno. Because the government can only give as much. Hindi pwedeng habang buhay, gobyerno ang bubuhay sa atin. Kailangan natin kumilos. At yan ang ginagawa ng karamihan ng mga Pinoy ngayon. Humahanap sila ng pagkakakitaan para sila ay mabuhay. At sa datos na ito, ipinapakita na kaya natin mga Pilipino to rise above the ashes. Kung anuman yung inyong pinagdadaanan, kung kayo ay hirap na hirap sa buhay, hindi naman po pwedeng humilata na lang kayo at maghintay ng grasya mula sa gobyerno at mula sa langit. Magbanat po tayo ng buto, maghanap tayo ng trabaho. At sa panahong ito, huwag kayo masyadong mapili sa trabaho kasi kung masyado kayo mapili sa trabaho, abay talagang mamamatay kayo ng dilat. Marami pong mga trabaho nandiyan, ang kailangan nyo lang ay maghanap. Kung hindi man, gumawa kayo ng sariling paraan. Tingnan ninyo kung ano yung inyong mga talents, kung saan kayo mahusay, at malay nyo, doon pa mag-umpisa ang inyong pagiging self-employed. So doon sa mga nagre-reklamo na wala silang nakikitang pag-angat sa buhay, subukan nyo kayang kumilos. Sumunod ko pong good news. Well, para sa akin, magandang balita po ito. Balita ng Philippine Star. Sara no longer among government caretakers. Ang ibig sabihin ba nito? Wala na talagang tiwala ang ating Presidenteng Bongbong Marcos kay Vice President Sara? Sabi po dito, for the first time, President Marcos did not designate Vice President and resigned Cabinet member Sara Duterte as caretaker of the country while he is on an overseas trip. An executive committee led by Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin and composed of Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla and Agrarian Reform Secretary Conrado Estrella III will serve as caretakers while Marcos is in Laos for the Association of Southeast Asian Nation Summits, according to Presidential Communications Secretary Cesar Chavez. During Marcos's previous foreign trips, Duterte, who quit as Education Secretary and Vice Chair of the government's Anti-Insurgency Task Force in June, was the caretaker or was among the country's caretakers. The Vice President last held the role in May when the President flew to Singapore to address the Shangri-La Dialogue. Kasama pong ginawang caretaker si VP Sara nung nagpunta si President Bongbong Marcos sa Singapore ay sina Bersamin at Estrella. Dahil kung noong una po, mag-isang iniiwan ni President Bongbong Marcos ang bansa kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Pero nung nagpakita na po ng totoong kulay si VP Sara, may kasama na po si VP Sara na nagiging caretaker ng bansa. Pero noong pa man na iniwanan kay VP Sara ang Pilipinas, hindi ba umattend pa si VP Sara ng maisog rally? Kung saan minura-mura pa ni former President Rodrigo Duterte ang ating presidente. At makikita pa natin na pangisi-ngisi lang si VP Sara, kasama pa si Senator Amy Marcos. Noon pa man nagtatanong na ang taong bayan, bakit pinababayaan pa ni President Bongbong Marcos na iwanan kay VP Sara ang bayan samantalang ang inatupag ni Sara Duterte ay magpunta sa rally ng kanyang ama kung saan inalipusta ang ating presidente. And true enough, yung sumunod na biyahe ng ating presidente, iniwanan nga kay VP Sara ang bansa pero kasama na si Bersamin at si Estrella. At ngayon nga, sa unang pagkakataon, hindi na kasama si Sara Duterte bilang caretaker ng bansa. Ito ay iniwanan na kay Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Justice Secretary Jesus Crespin Remulla, at Agrarian Reform Secretary Conrado Estrella III. Well, dapat lang talaga. Kung nawala man ang tiwala ni President Bongbong Marcos si Sara Duterte, yan ay kagagawan na rin ni VP Sara. Nakita nyo naman, nung time na nagpunta si Sara Duterte sa mga maisog rally kung saan minura-mura si President Bongbong Marcos, wala pa rin pong pinakitang masama ang ating Pangulo kay Sara Duterte. Pero itong pagkakataon na to, sa mga pagbabatikos ni Sara Duterte sa gobyerno ni President Bongbong Marcos, sa pang-iisnab niya sa mga house hearing, sa hindi niya pagpapaliwanag sa pondo ng bayan, talaga pong kahit na sino ay mawawalan ng tiwala kay Sara Duterte. And para sa akin, it is about time na ipakita na ni President Bongbong Marcos ang kanyang kawalang tiwala kay Vice President Sara Duterte. At ang pinakamalaking magandang balita po sa araw na to, galing naman sa GMA News, Sandigan Bayan jumps 276 million pesos ill-gotten wealth case versus Marcos family and associates. The Sandigan Bayan has dismissed the 276 million pesos ill-gotten wealth case against the late President Ferdinand Marcos Sr., his widow, former First Lady Imelda Marcos, and their associate Roman Cruz due to inordinate delay. The case under Civil Case 0006, which identifies Imelda and his son, President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. as estate executors for Marcos Sr., accuses Cruz of purchasing in connivance with the Marcoses assets whose values are disproportionate to their legal income. These assets include 2 residential lots and 2 condominium units in Baguio City, a residential building in Makati, a parcel of land, and 6 condominium units in California, United States, and a residential land in Metro Manila. In a 30-page resolution, the anti-graft court said state prosecutors did not oppose the Marcoses' motion to dismiss the 37-year-old case due to inordinate delay and violation of due process. Sinabi ng Sandigan Bayan, it did not oppose the move of the defendants to dismiss the case. In fact, the plaintiff tends to agree with the dismissal of the case when it emphasized that there are no more allegations against the estate of Marcos. The Sandigan Bayan said that the burden is not upon the Marcoses to ensure that the wheels of justice continue to turn or to expedite the pretrial and start the trial within the bounds of reasonable timelines. It is unquestionable that the defendants have already been prejudiced by the inordinate delay. The fact that the case was filed against the defendants and pending before this court, where they are made to defend themselves, secure services of paid counsel, and spend for their bail is enough trouble and prejudice to them. They can no longer be afforded a fair trial since the witnesses may have already died and the documentary evidence may no longer be located after more than 30 years from the filing of the complaint. Referring to Imelda, the court also said, considering that the extant living defendant is 95 years old, her ability to testify and recall the events has assuredly declined, as had her health. Wherefore, in view of the foregoing, the motion to dismiss filed by defendants Imelda R. Marcos and the estate of Ferdinand E. Marcos, dated July 16, 2024, is hereby granted, and the instant case is hereby dismissed as against them. So, ayan, maliwanag po ibinasura na po yung 276 million na sinasabing ill-gotten wealth case laban sa pamilya Marcos. Hindi na natin kailangan i-elaborate ito dahil pinaliwanag na po ng Sandigan Bayan. At sigurado naman yung mga anti-Marcos hindi maniniwala dito Ang sasabihin nila, paano hindi ibabasura ng Sandigan Bayan yan? Sino ba ang presidente ngayon? Ganyan mag-isip ang mga anti-Marcos. Wala na silang pinaniniwalaan kahit na ang ating batas. Basta hindi umayon sa kanilang paniniwala, sa kanilang gusto, hahanap sila ng dahilan para sabihin hindi tama ang desisyon ng Sandigan Bayan. Pero ngayon, who cares? Ang importante, wala pong ill-gotten wealth ang mga Marcoses. So sa mga anti-Marcos, sa mga DDS, bahala kayong may stress. Maniwala kayo o hindi sa desisyon ng Sandigan Bayan, nasa sa inyo na yan. Basta lumabas na po ang katotohanan na walang ill-gotten wealth ang mga Marcoses. Kayo po, ano ang masasabi ninyo? Comment lang po down below at magbabalik ang usapang Tito Manny. Diyos kay Agnida.